So in this video we're checking out the new EMAX Hawk Sport and Hawk Pro. This is their new 5-inch racing drone that obviously replaces the original Hawk 5. I don't think that is being sold anywhere. I think that's discontinued everywhere as far as I know, and that's obviously these new ones are going to be replacing that. The Hawk Sport is on the left here and the Hawk Pro is on the right. They look really similar. They have the same frame, I think, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the same frame. Has the, what do you call these, like the printing or the painting, similar style to the Buzz that came out a few months ago. But the differences between the two, the Sport versus the Pro comes with a receiver, comes with different motors. The frames are the same, camera's the same, canopy the same, the stack's the same. So it's the new Magnum 3, I believe. It's a 32-bit AC F4 flight controller and 25 to 200 milliwatt video transmitter. The Sport does not come with a receiver, so I had to add my own receiver here. They both come with these little nano antennas here. That's their new video transmitter antenna. But basically, the main difference is going to be the motors between the two, and the fact that the Sport doesn't come with a receiver, and the Pro does come with the D8 receiver. And they come in 4S and 6S versions. So the Sport here, this one comes with 2207. 2400 kV eco motors, so these are the budget motors here, as you can see. So basically, bottom line, the Sport is going to be your budget model and the Pro is going to be your premium model, and obviously there's going to be price differences between the two. I don't know what the final pricing is. I just know that the Sport's going to be a little bit less than the Pro. So you get the one I got here is the 4S 2207 2400 kV version of the Sport. The Pro version here is a 6S model, and it comes with these new motors here, the Pulsar motors, and yeah, that's what it looks like here. And you can see that red ring at the bottom there, and I'll explain that here in a second. So this is a 2306. What kV is this one? 2306 1700 kV. So this is appropriate for 6S. They both come with the same camera, the Cadex Micro F2 camera, and the same canopy. So basically, it's just the main difference is going to be the motors, and the motors are the big upgrade on the 6S, or I'm sorry, on the Pro version. So let me just show you what the motors look like. And you can see here, there's LEDs on the bottom, and they do light up, but they're not that visible during the day. I did try, and also they only light up when the motor is throttled all the way up. So I will see. I'll take the props off, and I'll put a little clip in here with the lights off, so you can see what the LEDs look like in the dark, as you can see them in the dark. And you can switch the color out if you want. So they come with 3 different colors: so red, blue, and clear. I'm assuming that the LEDs are white. I haven't actually seen it without the actual cover off. But when you do get if you do get the Pro, it does come with spare covers if you want to change the color. And obviously you get some spare parts here as well. An extra camera mount here, extra screws, etc. And also you got a spare canopy too. They both come with all the spare parts. But this is the new thing, the Pulsar motor here. I haven't seen anything like that from any other manufacturer. So I think they're one of the first ones to do this. I might be wrong. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. This is the first time I've ever seen anything like this with the LEDs built into the motor itself. I've seen, race wire with LEDs on them, etc. Obviously this is similar concepts that they moved it to the underside of the motor now instead of on the arms, and so you can see that sort of the light glow through this little plastic piece here. Now in terms of performance, I think that these Pulsar motors are definitely more powerful than the Eco motors. I'll show you both flights, of course. You'll see what the motors sound like, at least from the ground. And maybe it's because this is on 6S, but this thing is an absolute beast. It was totally crazy. Obviously this one here, very fast as well, very good. I mean, no real complaints on this one. On 4S, flies great and very fast, very maneuverable. You'll see that as well. But the 6S version, this is just like totally crazy. And yeah, if you have the right battery, it can handle the amp draw. I would recommend this one. This guy is really crazy. If you're into power and performance, definitely check this one out at 23.6. Pretty light. They both weigh about the same, I believe, according to the specs. So I think with this, I think these motors are definitely going to be more powerful, so you're going to get better performance out of the Pro version. Of course, you're going to pay a little bit more for that as well. Okay, so just take a quick look at the bottom here. I don't think I showed you too much of that. You got that same sticky pad on the bottom to hold the battery. Of course, you got your battery strap that's also got a good grip. So I didn't have any battery ejections. I did have a few crashes. But yeah, this is a very nice. This reminds me of like the Baby Hawk or the Baby Hawk Pro, but obviously in a 5-inch form. And they're using this really hard plastic canopy now instead of the carbon top plate. Now this canopy is the same plastic that they used on the Baby Hawk series canopy, so this is very, very tough. I don't think it'll break unless you ran into concrete directly. Now getting inside here to do maintenance is a little bit of a challenge. You do have to take the 4 screws out of the bottom, and that also go into the arms. So that's a little bit tricky to get that off. And then there's these nuts here, these Loctite nuts here that hold the canopy down. So getting it on and off is a little bit tricky. And then the canopy also has these mount points here for some sort of a, if you want to add a GoPro, for example, you could screw that in from underneath. There's a little lip here to hold that GoPro in place, and of course it's a fixed angle. But I've imagined there's going to be some 3D printed third-party parts here, also probably on Thingiverse, that are going to come out for this model if you want to carry a GoPro around or something else on top here. So that's a nice little touch and the design for this model. Anyway guys, I'm going to show you the flight footage for both of these. So this is going to be a really long video. The flight times are pretty good and pretty long, even with a lot of ripping around. So yeah, you guys can check it out. Let me know what you guys think of the performance of these guys. I think that they're great. This is great. It's a great design. I really like it. Looks great in the air as well if you're looking at it from the ground. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll talk to you guys in the next one.
Props are really quiet.
You get really close. This is the factory tune. Not bad.
Yeah, it seems good.
Pretty good.